So the Lakers have the 4th pick. And the question now is, are they actually going to draft somebody with that pick, or are we going to see them make a trade? The obvious reason to make a move is because LeBron is old as hell and you want to win right now. And whether that is trading for Anthony Davis or some other star who becomes available, who knows. And the reason to select someone with the pick is if you can't end up trading for anybody and then you just get another young dude to go along with all these other young dudes. So I guess the first thing is which guys are going to be available. Obviously Anthony Davis is there, and I guess I'm going to bring up, as I have in the last couple videos, each team's case for AD. I'm not going to go too deep into it. I mean, if Brandon Ingram didn't have the health stuff, then I think they might have the best offer. And if the Pelicans are comfortable with Ingram's blood clot thing, then, I mean, look, Ingram and the 4th pick, which probably ends up being like DeAndre Hunter or Jared Culver or Darius Garland. I mean, that's a pretty good start, right? You compare that to the Celtics where, yeah, Tatum's potential is there, but the picks are not as good. On top of who really knows what's going to happen with the Celtics. I mean, the Knicks offer is Mitchell Robinson and basically RJ Barrett. I kind of like Brandon Ingram more than both of those guys. And then there's other teams, and then also the obvious Pelicans trying to keep Anthony Davis, all that stuff. All right, we got that out of the way. That's the first thing. I don't know how the Pelicans are going to feel about Brandon Ingram's health, and I don't think anybody else on the Lakers is really good enough to be the centerpiece of a trade for Anthony Davis. Also, there's the fact that the Pelicans just may not want to deal with the Lakers at all. I don't know. So, other players. It's basically Bradley Beal. Now, I think the Lakers can make a pretty good offer for Beal. It's just a matter of whether the Wizards actually want to trade him or not. I mean, I don't know. Beal could make like All-NBA 3rd team this year. He's a hell of a player, and maybe they would just rather try to be as good as they can be instead of going the young player rebuild route. And I don't know. Maybe that's the right way to go. Maybe it isn't. I think it depends more so on what they want to do, because I think if the Lakers had the opportunity to get Beal and with the 4th pick, then they would do it, assuming they couldn't get AD, of course. Although I think they would want to hold on to Ingram, which maybe he would be the deciding factor in that move. I don't know. The fact that the Lakers don't have that many guys who are under contract, especially no guys in the teens, I don't know how easy it'll be for them to match money. I mean, obviously the Lakers have a lot of space, which makes it a little easier, but depending on the other team, that can make things a little weird, I think. But anyway, after Beal and after Anthony Davis, I just don't know what star player is really supposed to become available. Not that it won't happen, it probably will. That seems to happen every year now, but I mean, do you want to lock yourself into Kevin Love until 2023? If you can even make the money work? I mean, there are definitely some crazier things that can happen in terms of if Kawhi leaves, maybe Kyle Lowry is available, but even then, with how meh Lowry has been in the playoffs, I don't know if you really want to give up too much for him. I mean, maybe Mike Conley is available. I think the Grizzlies, if they decided they wanted to trade him, then that could be something you explore with the 4th pick. But even then, Conley's, 30, I think? And then after that, you're looking at just kind of lesser players, unless I'm missing an obvious one out here. So, I don't know. There's no perfect name. I mean, there's a couple of perfect names, but whether the Lakers can actually get those guys, I don't know. Of course, this team, given all that cap space, they could still end up getting a big-time player that way. And then, you know, if a great player signs here, then maybe you're a little more content with trading the 4th pick for a good, not great player, I guess. But we can also talk about if the Lakers actually do use the pick, who would they end up selecting? So we're going to assume that Zion, Ja, and RJ are off the board. There's a few dudes available. For one, there's DeAndre Hunter, who is kind of like a Damari Carroll sort of player. Tall dude, you think he can defend a few positions, knock down threes, and just be a really good rotation guy. Maybe he can be type of dude you can just rely on game to game. The thing with him, though, and really with any guy, whether it's him, Jarrett Culver, or somebody else, is, that all might be true, but it might take 3 years for it to really happen. And you do not have that kind of time with LeBron James on your roster, right? But, in terms of play style, this team needs dudes who can knock down threes, and, DeAndre Hunter, he's not a knockdown three-point shooter, but he can make them, which is better than nothing. Jarrett Culver is a little bit more of a wild card kind of player, I guess. He can do the things that DeAndre Hunter can do in terms of be a big dude and defend some stuff and make an impact in a lot of areas. He was a pretty good rebounder in college, stuff like that. He was also not a bad playmaker, but does he have any one specific skill that's really refined right now? I don't know. And does he have the mindset to be a dude who can be really valuable if he's not shooting? I think DeAndre Hunter might be a safer bet if the Lakers are looking for that kind of a player, but I don't really know what they would want if they decide to use this pick and all that. Then there's Darius Garland, who can be a scorer and a shooter, and you could argue this team really needs somebody who can just shoot and play off the ball and create spacing and all that. And while he's only 6'2", I think there's reason to believe he could actually play with Lonzo, because you could have Garland defend point guards and Lonzo can basically defend 2s, 3s, and some 4s. So, yeah, in a way, Garland may have everything the Lakers are really looking for. Not only a dude who can shoot, but also a guy who has a bit more pop as a scorer, which they were pretty desperate to find around LeBron last year. Once we get closer to the draft, I will do, videos for each one of these players. Not to say that I'm the end-all, be-all, because there's a lot more people out here who know more about these dudes than I do. But I can give my 2 cents on each player as well. But my half-baked Lakers draft take is, I don't know who the best player among those 3 is, but Garland might be the best immediate fit. And maybe you should place a little bit more priority on that than if you were a normal team drafting a number 4, because of course you got LeBron. So I think where I end up on all this is definitely look around with trading the pick, whether that means you gotta arrange a sign and trade or whatever. Then yeah, do it if you don't think it's stupid. I don't know what it would actually be, but if that's not there, then I think it's going to end up being one of those 3 guys, and as of right now, my pick is probably Darius Garland for them. Because, of course, he can shoot, which they need, and then I think the Lakers have enough good defenders between Ingram and Lonzo and Hart and Kuzma sometimes, I think, to where Garland can, you can find a way to survive with him defensively, so... yeah, there's the Lakers for you.